Morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sinoalice, it's Spoot, Fort Misery Gaming. So we've got the January set of spec banners coming out. A couple of really exciting things, a couple of not. They did just announce server merger is the 27th of January, so right after Grand Colo. So that's a wiggle and a want, so that's not too bad. We do have Grand Colo coming up after the spec banners. The only thing that sucks is that, considering in the last month we've had about 5 very valuable banners, spec banners right now are rough because there's not a whole lot of gems floating around unless your credit card is your secret Sinoalice weapon. It gets a little rough. So, go over the first set of banners first, the magic attack and the 2 rear guard, and then I'll cover the cleric and the physical attack on the after. So we've got the trash spear or spear of garbage. A lot of people have been looking forward to this one. It's a pretty good spear. It goes to LL eventually. Sits at 5,200 at 80 on L. It's about what you expect. Dauntless Courage 2. It does eventually go LL, which means it upgrades to a tier 5 ability for attack, which is pretty good. So for now, it is a great magical attack to 1 to 2 enemies, and eventually it turns into 1 to 3, which is crazy. And increases your own magical attack by a small amount. This is pretty good for just overall. It's an 18 cost, so if you didn't get the 3 little pigs or a couple of the international classes, you might not be able to swing it as much as you can, as much as you would like, but it's this one's pretty good. We've got Bow of the Undersea Seahorse. I think in global, I think it's just the Bow of the Seahorse, but Evil Hail of Assault 3, 4,500 stats, and Metal Focus 2. Overall, Gunner shouldn't be pulling on this anyway. Like, that's just that's a real booty hole. That one's not good. And then you've got the Scythe of Burning Steel, which is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Another Dauntless Courage 2. Tier 3 attack 1 to 2 enemies, decrease their magical defense. Only at 5,000 stats though, but it is an 18 cost. So Paladins for not a step up, pretty decent. 2 DC2 spears on here. That's definitely worth its weight. Everybody else, as far as gunners go, skip it. That bow is not worth doing. Minstrels, I'm sorry to say, this is probably one of the best spec banners we've had for Minstrels in a long time, which sucks, because we just had a month of at least quasi-good Minstrel banners. So we've got Harp of New Bonds, Sport Boon 2, Heroes Rhapsody 3, so it's physical and magical attack up by 1, 5,200 stats at L. It's pretty much the standard for what you want. It is only 1 ally, so it's not as important, but it's still pretty good. Support Boon 2 is just eventually where you want to be for 90% to 95% of your weapons. Dragon Harp of Silence, we've seen this one a couple of times. Up to 2 targets, physical attack 3. Support Boon 2, it's got 5,000 stats. I'm in a physical heavy guild, so this is still an MVP for me. Obviously, you got to look at what your uses are, what is bringing you in. And then we've got the Sunshine Whistle, which is also pretty good. So Support Boon 2, 5,100 stats at 80, does go to LL eventually. And it increases the physical and magical attack of 1 to 2 allies by a great amount. So all of these are 18 cost, I believe. Yeah, so far everything is 18 cost. So these are very, very expensive weapons, but they are pretty good, especially considering the Minstrel banner is all Support Boon 2 all the time. That's strong. So book-wise, we've got King's Ordnance is the top new. That's the new one. Support Boon 2, 5,200 stats. You have a chance to reduce the physical attack of 1 to 2 enemies by a great amount. Pretty decent. Eventually, it does get upgraded to 1 to 3 enemies when it goes LL, but that's not for some time. So don't even consider that. For now, physical attack and defense of 1 to 2 enemies, so it's 2 stats, up to 2 targets. Pretty good book. You've got the Astronomy book, which is reduce the magical defense of 2 enemies by a moderate amount on Support Boon 2, 5,100 stats. Overall, still a really good book. 2 target, 2 stats are just really, really strong, especially when it's got an on-key Colosseum aid skill. We've got the Medical Journal of Darkness, so you can reduce both attacks of 1 to 2 enemies with an armor repair 2 on it, and you have 5,200 stats, almost 5,300 stats at level 80. Again, all 3 of these books are pretty good. I'm less about armor repair, but it is armor repair 2, so it does make minstrels work a little easier, although only moderately. So all 3 of these books are real good. Like, it just sucks because we just had a month of banners you pretty much had to pull on. We're getting to the nitty gritty and saving for months and months and months, as our buddy Rasper said. So those are the first sets of banners. Those are dropping, I believe, Tuesday the 12th. And then we have the second set of banners. So this is, I'm not doing the orbs. Duh. Just going ahead and giving you a heads up. And the mermaid banner is going to be on a separate video just because there's no sense in conflating the two. So we'll do the clerics first. You've got the Staff of Silences, the new one, the hallmark. 2 allies, 2 tier, recover magic attack. 5,300 stats almost. It's pretty good. 2 target, 2 heals, real good. It means you can play around with your grid a lot more if you don't need to windmill slam heals all the time. It's pretty solid. You've got the Staff of Corpses, has a chance to heal 2 by a tier 3. It also has a chance to increase the magical attack. Replenish Magic 2 is about one of the better Colosseum aids. Like, more SP is always better, and cutting it is pretty good. And then we've got Ye Old Staff of Deep Prayer, 2 allies by a great amount. This has Recover Physical Attack too. So you have a chance of affecting somebody. 5,100 stats though, so not crazy good, but not crazy bad. Cleric Banners, pretty good. At least 2 of these are things you should at least consider pulling on. The fact that there are 2 target staffs in here and 1 possible means no matter what, if you don't have them, they're pretty good. So if you have the gems, the spec banners are real solid. If you don't, it's really nothing you can do about it. Like I said, it's been a rough month. We have the physical banner. The Great Sword of Mystery is a Dauntless Courage 2 sword. It's got tier 3 great. So tier 3 attack to 1 enemy, decrease physical defense. 5,200 stats, nothing to really write home about. You've got the Sword of Heated Steel. This is the Flambeige. Tier 3 attack to 1 enemy, lower physical defense by small. Dauntless Courage 2, 5,000 stats, but it does go LL eventually, which is real strong. And then you've got the Final Axe of Devastation, 5,200 stats, Lightning Assault, so up to 2 targets, tier 3, and then physical attack support, which is your own. Physical attack gets buffed when you do it, so for a fixed chance. So second set of banners, the only thing is clerics could have a good catch-up if you guys were looking for 2 target heals. The rest of the support ones are insane. All support boon minstrel banner is crazy. And then we've got the mostly good tome banner. So if you have gems, Paladins is a really good pull. Minstrels is a really good pull. Clerics are pretty good. Sorcs are pretty good. The physical attack, breakers, crushers, you can skip this one. There's nothing in here. And honestly, if you don't have the gems, don't go deep on these. These aren't stat banners. These are statistically worse than a stat banner to pull on. It's just the quality of weapon on these are particularly high as opposed to other spec banners. So these are liable to change. These are matching up the in-game banners, so these should be good. If there is not, I'll add an annotation to the video and give links and everything. But that's it. So too long didn't read. Paladins, sorcs, clerics, and minstrels. If you have extra gems and you're not really feeling, throwing gems into the abyss isn't really going to hurt your economy, give it a couple of pulls, see if you can 1 or 2 shot some of these, because these are some really solid weapons to get. Physical attackers, skip it. There's nothing on here for you that's worth grabbing. Like, comment, subscribe, get at me. We've got the Mermaid Banner also coming out. I will probably put that up tomorrow, but this is going up today, so Monday, the day before. So good luck, everybody, and Godspeed.